What does the Fi and Wi-Fi mean? I just got into a heated discussion about Wi-Fi. What does the Fi and Wi-Fi mean? I would have thought potentially frequency interface, since all network adapters are classified as interfaces. However, I'm not certain.
Preface. There has been much discussion in comments and other answers about how to interpret the term Wi-Fi, what it should or does mean by virtue of historical and common usage and implied meaning. There is no right answer to that. This answer can only address what the term is officially supposed to mean and the historical background that has given rise to these arguments. Wi-Fi did not originate as an abbreviation. The Wi-Fi name and logo were designed as simply a trademark. To quote the article, Wi-Fi definition is not wireless fidelity on Wikipedia. Wi-Fi isn't short for anything. It was, however, a play on words with hi-fi. Background. The term Wi-Fi, commercially used at least as early as August 1999, was coined by brand consulting firm Interbrand Corporation. The Wi-Fi Alliance had hired Interbrand to determine a name that was a little catchier than IEEE 800 and 2.11b direct sequence. Phil Belanger, a founding member of the Wi-Fi Alliance who presided over the selection of the name Wi-Fi, also stated that Interbrand invented Wi-Fi as a play on words with hi-fi, and also created the Wi-Fi logo. Source: this URL. If you look at the brand names Interbrand has created, most are meaningless sounds that are catchy to say, or nonsensical combinations of word pieces to create a new word. The objective of a brand name is to conjure an association in the user's mind. The definition is the product. Interbrand's proposal of Wi-Fi was likely because it had a letter pattern reminiscent of hi-fi, and rhymed with it, making it a good marketing word. As I'll describe shortly, the Alliance was trying to promote the use of wireless LANs to the home market to transfer audio and video. The similarity to hi-fi was a good fit, but not because hi-fi meant high fidelity. Most people know that hi-fi had been shortened from high fidelity. However, Wi-Fi was coined half a century later, and hi-fi had evolved. It was no longer short for, or synonymous with, high fidelity. Its last common usage was as slang for ubiquitous, consumer-grade audio equipment or reproduction. So the link between Wi-Fi and hi-fi, at that point, was simply the association with music and multimedia, not the meaning of the syllables. Just because hi-fi was shortened from high fidelity doesn't reserve the fi in every word that imitates that letter pattern to meaning fidelity. Origin of wireless fidelity. After adopting the name and logo, some of the Alliance members had a problem with the concept that something that looked like an abbreviation didn't have a literal explanation. As a compromise, it was agreed to include, along with the name, the tagline, the standard for wireless fidelity. This implied a word association without there actually being one. As Phil Belanger describes it, Wi-Fi doesn't stand for anything. It is not an acronym. There is no meaning that this tagline was invented after the fact. The tagline was invented by the initial 6-member board, and it does not mean anything either. And wireless fidelity, what does that mean? Nothing. It was a clumsy attempt to come up with two words that matched Wi and Fi. That's it. Excerpted from Wi-Fi isn't short for wireless fidelity. Further explanation from Belanger. The current confusion seems to stem from a brief period early in the days of the Wi-Fi Alliance when a regrettable tagline was added that stated, the standard for wireless fidelity. This was not part of the original name, and was not created by Interbrand, but it was added as an afterthought in an attempt to help users make sense of the new, and somewhat nonsensical word, Wi-Fi. We weren't creating standards, we were promoting an existing standard. One of the motivations was that we were trying to expand the use of woolens to the home market, so this notion of wireless fidelity, some people felt like if they're going to transfer audio and video around their house, then maybe that has some of the appeal. We have this name Wi-Fi. What two words have we and Fi starting them? Maybe it can help support our goal. By the end of 2000, the pointless tagline was dropped and the term wireless fidelity was supposed to disappear into the ether. But somehow, as the Wi-Fi brand gained traction, so did the mistaken notion that it was short for wireless fidelity. Excerpted from Wireless Fidelity Debunked. Conclusion. Officially, Wi-Fi has no meaning. The Wi-Fi Alliance created the impression that it stands for wireless fidelity and has spent the last 16 years trying to correct that. However, the word association is still well entrenched and still repeated. Addendum. The next generation replacement for Wi-Fi may be a technology currently in development, based on data transmission embedded in LED room lighting. As described in another Sue post, the developer is among the people who believe Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity. As a cute knockoff of a cute knockoff, he coined the name Li-Fi, and explicitly called it light fidelity. So regardless of the Wi-Fi Alliance's original intent, fidelity may be here to stay. The decision to use the tagline created the gift that keeps on giving.
In the good old days, many people would have a home hi-fi setup. The Wi-Fi Alliance wanted a name catchier than IEEE 802.11b direct sequence, and so hired the Interbrand company to create a name. They chose Wi-Fi simply as a pun on hi-fi, however an advertisement published afterwards declared the standard for wireless fidelity, leading to the misconception that Wi-Fi was short for wireless fidelity, especially as hi-fi meant high fidelity.
Evidence? A quote from Frank Hanslick, MD of Wi-Fi Alliance, discussing the creation of the term in 1999, wireless fidelity debunked. In the very early days of building the brand, there was a linkage to the hi-fi chronology. Thus the origin of the term Wi-Fi is hi-fi, and the Fi in that stands for fidelity. Phil Bellinger, co-founder of Weka, acknowledges the phrase wireless fidelity was in official use until at least 2000. Wi-Fi isn't short for wireless fidelity. So we compromised and agreed to include the tagline "the standard for wireless fidelity" along with the name. An official publication from the Wi-Fi Alliance, dated 2003, shows the term still in use, securing Wi-Fi wireless networks with today's technologies. The association created the Wi-Fi, wireless fidelity, logo. It seems clear that whatever individuals may claim now, or their opinions on the phrase, it did stand for wireless fidelity, based on a reference to hi-fi, high fidelity, audio systems. Of course, that doesn't change the fact that wireless fidelity is largely meaningless, nor does it matter that it's a pun-based backformation from a cool-sounding, equally meaningless brand name. Conclusion. So what does Wi-Fi mean? It has layers of meaning, so take your pick. It's the family of IEEE 802.11 standards used for VLAN. It's wireless fidelity, a meaningless phrase in this context. It's a reference to hi-fi, which means high fidelity. It's a catchy brand name that gets everyone talking. It's Phil Bellinger's greatest regret.
Wi-Fi doesn't stand for anything. It is not an acronym. There is no meaning. Most people believe Wi-Fi stands for wireless fidelity, which is a popular misconception. Phil Belanger, a founding member of the Wi-Fi Alliance who presided over the selection of the name Wi-Fi, also stated that Interbrand invented Wi-Fi as a play on words with hi-fi, and also created the Wi-Fi logo. The Wi-Fi Alliance used the nonsense advertising slogan "the standard for wireless fidelity" for a short time after the brand name was invented, leading to the misconception that Wi-Fi was an abbreviation of wireless fidelity. This misconception of the faux abbreviation of Wi-Fi led to a further faux etymology of the term Wi-Fi, which, now the creator of Li-Fi has officially announced the Li-Fi to be abbreviated as light fidelity.
I Feowanza support the channel, Laser Transceiver Subscribing.